What I'm going to try to do today is really set, I think, the context for what neighborhood centers does. And the context is very much about the economy and whether the economy is yielding a kind of shared prosperity. You know, for the past couple of years at Brookings, we've been boringly consistent about the challenges facing the country. At the most basic level, we now need 11.2 million jobs to make up the loss we had during the downturn and just to keep pace with population growth and labor market dynamics. Behind more jobs, we need better jobs, because the prior economy, and frankly I would say the economy we have today, is not yielding jobs that pay wages, decent wages, and provide decent benefits. So much of what neighborhood centers does is really making up for the failure, frankly, of the growth model. I think we've got no easy fix to grow more and better jobs, but from our perspective, what we need to do, and what I'll talk about, is purposefully restructure our economy for one that has been very inward-oriented in the United States, very consumption-focused, to one, as you'll see, that's been driven by more production and innovation. So 3 points that I'll make today. First, we need a different vision for the U.S. economy. And from our perspective, that's a vision of an economy that's driven by exports and global engagement, powered by low carbon and advanced energy, fueled by innovation, both ideas and, yes, manufacturing. And then if you actually build that kind of economy, it'll be rich with opportunity. So export more, waste less, innovate in what matters, produce and deploy more of what you invent, and actually build an economy that works for working families. That's a macro growth model. It comes to ground in cities and metropolitan areas, because in this country, in Europe, in Asia, in Latin America, there are no national economies. They're just really networks of metropolitan economies that power the national economies. As you'll see in our work, top 100 metros in the U.S., that's any metro with a population over 500,000, 2/3 of the population of the whole country, 3/4 of our GDP, on every indicator that matters, punching way above their weight. Last point is really the toughest point. If you really want to purposefully restructure an economy, it would be helpful to have a national government that is focused and disciplined. We don't particularly have one right now, and I don't think we'll have one for some time. So metros, besides being the engines of the national economy, are driving the innovation in policy and practice, essentially in linkages with other global cities and metros around the world. This, from my perspective, is probably a fifth best solution, but it's reality. And I'll talk a lot about how cities and metros really step up to the plate.